Hi, I'm QDC. What we're going to build today is Dragon's 8-ton half-track. The reason why I bought this particular kit was really because of its artwork. It's a very attractive artwork to me, so I simply bought it. Now, this particular kit is known as a smart kit. When they say smart kit, basically what they mean is that it's an advanced kit. So let's go ahead and start building this kit right now. Let's go take a look inside this box. We have the instruction sheet, magic tracks, tires, figures, the sides of the vehicle, the chassis, wheels, the hood, the seats, and the engine. Okay, so there are 15 steps in this instruction sheet, and from my own experiences, Dragon's instruction sheet can be sometimes misleading. So I'm going to take each step, I'm going to follow each step one step at a time and see where it takes me. I want to talk to you about a problem that Dragon has with the instruction sheet. The instruction sheet told me to glue these two wheels together, like I did, and then put them onto the suspension system. But there's a problem. I'm supposed to put in another wheel in between these wheels, right around there. And I can't do that because I already glued on these wheels over here. So I'm going to have to somehow put these this wheel on each axle without breaking the wheels over here. I found a solution to my problem. Now I was fortunate enough not to glue in the axle onto the suspension system, so I'm able to basically install the two halves of the wheels on to the two other halves that are already glued on together, and put them onto the suspension system like so. And there you have it. I just finished constructing the suspension system, and I want to tell you what I think about it so far. Dragon has created a beautiful suspension system, and it looks very realistic on the top and even on the bottom. It looks very realistic, and it looks like the real vehicle itself. I like the winch that they included, a nice little small touch, and also you get to see the drive shaft that powers the winch, and the gas tank and the transmission. That being said, this kit, the instruction sheet, is awful. There is a major mistake, and it really caused me a lot of grief. I would not recommend this particular kit for the beginner because it's a huge mistake in the instruction sheet, but those of you who are intermediate and advanced, this is not much of a huge problem. I would avoid step number 5 that tells you that you should pre-assemble these wheels first and then put them onto the model afterwards. I would highly recommend that you actually assemble the wheels when it's time for you to put the wheels onto the chassis itself. I'm about to do the magic tracks, and I want to tell you that this particular magic track that I'm working with is unusual compared to the other magic tracks that I worked with in other Dragon kits. Now in other Dragon kits I usually have to put all the tracks in one straight line, glue them together, have the glue set, and then carefully put the tracks onto the wheels, and in this case it's different. Now you notice that in this track there's a hinge right here. Now I'm supposed to put on another track onto the hinge of this track like so, and then I'm supposed to put on a third piece that holds the axle in place. And what that does is that it makes this track flexible like that. This is different for me. This is the completed magic tracks, all done. Beautiful details, and the best part about it is that it's flexible. Take a look at this. Beautiful. I like it. Right now you're looking at the engine compartment, and as you can well see, there is no engine here. The kit does include an engine, but I'm not going to put one in there. And the reason why is because when I'm going to put on the hood, and when I put on the hood for the vehicle, you cannot see the engine at all. So I'm not going to make an engine that no one could see. What you're looking at right now is all the sprues that I used to make this model kit. And as you can well see, I use almost all the parts. Now normally Dragon, when they boast about how much parts in their particular kits, let's go say for example, they would say they have over 600 parts. Only a portion of those parts are actually used to actually make the actual model. In this particular case, it's a different story. Now Dragon in this kit said there are over 540 parts, and I used just about all of them. So this is a very detailed kit. Alright, so I just finished building the entire kit before painting it. I just want to tell you what I think about it so far before I go into the painting process. This is the completed model kit before painting, and it looks very nice. What I like about the entire model the best is the wheels. The wheels are very, very detailed, and the magic tracks gives the entire half track a very realistic look. The photo etch parts are pretty nice, and everything about the entire half track looks very realistic to me. Now, I also like the figures too. There are 6 figures, and all of them are in natural poses, and they look pretty realistic. For example, this guy right here, he's sleeping on a job, taking a nap. This guy is speaking to this guy, and this guy is just kind of gazing out into the open, looking, admiring the scenery. Now, over here you see some extra bags, boxes and everything else, and this is not part of the model kit. These are actually spare parts from other kits that I scrounged up from my spare kit box. And so this is a very good model. I like it a lot. I just installed my homemade hood. If you plan to use a nail with spray paints like I do, then it's always a good idea to install a hood so you can vent all the vapors out into the open. So my first step in painting my kit is that I'm going to paint the entire model with a coat of primer. I want to give my vehicle shadows, so I'm going to paint my entire model black. I just removed my hood because from here on out I'm going to use acrylic spray paints. I want to give my model chip effects, and in order for me to do that, I'm going to spray my entire model with a coat of hairspray. I'm going to use my airbrush, and I'm going to paint the entire model with the main color of field gray. It's time for me to make chip effects. What I have in my hand is an old stiff brush, and I dipped it in water. And to make chip effects, all I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub in areas where I think there's going to be chips, and keep on scrubbing until I get the desired effect. I'm going to protect my entire model. I'm going to use a floor wax called Future Floor Wax. It's under the name brand of Pledge. I'm going to give the entire model a wash. What you see right here is a dilution of black artist oil paint and mineral spirits. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to apply that all over the model. I'm going to do some dry brushing. What you see right here is a lighter color of the main color, and dry brushing is just basically taking some of the lighter color, put onto your brush, then take most of it out, and then lightly brush it on to the model to give highlights. I'm going to add mud effects. What I'm stirring right now is a dilution of yellow glue and water, and right behind it is a cup of towel grout. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to spread the glue onto places where I think there's going to be mud, and then I'm going to sprinkle on the towel grout like that. I want to give more of a dusty effect here on the undercarriage, so I'm going to use my airbrush and paint this entire area with a dark tint of brown. I finished painting one of the figures that's included in the model kit. Dragon has included 6 figures, and they're very high quality stuff. Very good facial expression, and the uniform is very well detailed. Okay, so I just finished painting the model kit, and now it's time for me to tell you and show you what I think about this entire model kit that I've done from the beginning to the end. Take a look. This is a completed model kit from start to finish, and I like it a lot. This kit is probably the best kit I have ever built so far. The details are exquisite, especially the suspension system and the wheels. The magic tracks are just awesome, extremely realistic looking, and the wheels are perfect. They're like the real thing. Now, also I like the interior details, very nice detailing, and the hood has the emblem of the manufacturer, which is really cool. Kraus, I believe it pronounces Mayfi. And you can't go wrong with this particular kit. It's just beautiful. The rails on the storage racks are beautiful too. And the rear looks pretty darn nice. And the added bonus are the figures. And the figures are just so beautiful. Each one has individual characteristic here, all relaxed, and the way I painted it looks very nice too. Now I highly recommend this kit for only the intermediate and the advanced model kit builder only. For those of you who are beginners, it's quite obvious that, at least to me, that this kit is not meant for the beginner, because there's so many parts to it, and also there's a huge mistake in the instruction sheet. I can't honestly think that a beginner could actually build this and really feel happy about building it, because you're going to run into a lot of frustrations like I have. And so this kit is very good. That completes this model kit. Now, like I've been saying throughout this entire video, this kit is very good. I like it a lot, but I don't think it's really meant for the beginner. So if you are a beginner, I would say you shouldn't really build this kit. But for those of you who are intermediate or advanced model kit builder, this is a really good kit for you to buy. Even though that there is a mistake in the instruction, this kit is still worth the money. I like it a lot. And this is probably the best model kit I've built from Dragon so far, because it's so detailed. What you're going to see next is a video slideshow of my entire model kit. But before I go, as always, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me a model kit expert. I am not an expert. I'm just a regular guy just like you. I hope this video encourages you to build a model kit of your own. Either it's a model tank, a model plane, a model train, or even an automobile. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's all about having fun. I'm QDC. Thanks for watching, and please have a great day.